Okay, agents, howdy. If you missed yesterday's launch meeting at the office, you missed a lot. Here is what I'm going to do to try and get you caught up. Now, a couple of disclosures, full disclosures. Number one, this is not a production video, okay? This is me sitting in my home office kind of breaking down to you what transpired yesterday. So, you see my dog running around in the background. There's probably going to be some barking soon. This is not a production video. Number two, there is no way that I can go into the same level of detail as we did yesterday at the meeting because that meeting ended up lasting an hour and a half, and we don't want to have a monster video. So I'm going to go fast. It's going to be high level. It's going to be informative, but if you want details or if you have questions, you're going to need to reach out and set up some time to go over that with me. So, generally speaking, what we have done with the assistance of NextHome Corporate and the guidance of some very, very knowledgeable people at NextHome Corporate is we have at our two brokerages launched a revenue sharing program. I'm going to call that Rev Share for short, right? It launches on March the 1st. And any transactions or referrals with a contract date or a sign date of March 1st or later qualify. If you don't know what Rev Share is, it's the sharing of revenue from the brokerage side of the business. It's kind of been picking up steam over the last few years with brokerages like EXP, brokerages like Real. But I am proud to say that our program is the absolute best in the industry. We now have the best compensation program in the entire industry that I'm aware of. I'm sure there's something out there that's better, but we're not aware of it. And when you combine that with the total agent package and the set of benefits that NextHome provides as a company, along with the fact that we have a physical office in a physical conference space in two locations, and we're not, this cloud based thing. There's just no one that can compare. No one offers what we offer, and I'm really, really proud about that. So, Rev Share, to start with, is a percentage of gross commission dollars that come in from an escrow, or gross brokerage commission dollars that come in from an escrow. Sorry about that. Our percentage of Rev Share is also the highest in the industry that I'm aware of. Okay, our Rev Share amount is 6% of gross brokerage commission dollars that is kicked back to the agents. Brokerage revenue that is shared with the agents from the broker side of the transaction. I've got a super high-tech sheet that I'm going to be using to illustrate that for you. So our percentage is the highest in the industry at 6. If we want to pick on my friends at EXP, tier 1 is 3.5. I think tier 2 is 4.0. And then they jack you around on tiers 3 and 4 and take you down below 3%. And then they kick you up somewhere around 4%. And, by the time you do that, you're supposed to have like 80 agents underneath you, and it never works out that way. We kick their butt, to be honest with you. Okay? Their program can't compete with ours. Aside from being the highest percentage in the industry that we are kicking back to the agents, we are also the only brokerage that I'm aware of, the only organization that I'm aware of that kicks back to an agent based on their personal production. All other Rev Share models are for referred agents only or sponsored agents only. We're the only program that I'm aware of that rewards agent production directly, because we want to encourage you not to be recruiters and trying to create the buzzword of the century downline. We prefer your primary focus continue to be selling real estate and doing a really good job at it. Okay, so if you can kind of keep that in your brain, we'll throw up this super tech savvy graphic. 6% comes out of the GCI or doesn't come out of the GCI. I misspoke. We calculate an amount based on the GCI at 6%. We take that from the brokerage side of the equation and we kick it back to the agents. Okay, cue the super fancy graphic. Here you go. Here's your super fancy graphic. So as you can see here, there's a $15,000 GCI coming out of the escrow. That's based on the average transaction in our markets. Average transaction GCI is $15,000. This is the agent side of the split. This is the brokerage side of the split. Okay? The money enters the pipe. $12,000 goes to the agent. That's their sales commission. That's your 80%. That's your side of the split. Okay? Over here on the brokers, I just realized all the numbers are backwards because of the camera. Well, sorry. That's why you should have gone to the meeting. You'll figure it out. The brokerage side of the split, $3,000 comes down the pipe. Okay? That's the 20% that goes to the brokerage. From that portion of money, we have a calculation of $900. Okay, that is 6% of the original full tilt GCI. That amount is $900. We take that $900 from the brokerage side of the transaction and we send it to two places. Okay, 3% of it goes back to the selling agent as a Rev Share bonus on their personal production. I'm going to say it again. I'm going to keep saying it. Nobody else does that. Okay? So now you're getting a revenue share. You're getting a portion of the brokerage gross profit back to you in addition to your split every time you sell property. Okay? The other 3% goes to what we call a referring agent. All right? Let me define referring agent for you. You got all this? 3% personal production, 3% to a referring agent. By the way, for you math wizards out there, you get stuck in the 6%, 6%, 6%, 6%. But let me tell you how much our brokerages are really invested in you. Okay? That may be 6% of the gross commission dollars generated from the transaction. But I need you to think like a business owner for a second. It's 28% of the cash coming to the brokerage on the transaction. Meaning, we want to encourage and foster you so much that we're willing to give away 28% of the gross profit that the brokerage realizes from a sale and rebate it back to the most important people in our brokerage, agents. All right, I'm going to put this down. It's backwards anyways. Let's talk about why we call the referring agent a referring agent rather than a sponsoring agent. Most places that have Rev Share programs, if an agent brings somebody else into the brokerage, that agent becomes that person's sponsoring agent. Okay? Yes, they're getting a Rev Share on any of the production that the agent they brought in does. Okay? They also have responsibilities to train, onboard, foster, monitor, manage, etc., etc., etc. They're their sponsor. We don't ask you to do that. Okay? What we ask you to do is to help us find quality people, to bring them in for a meeting with us. You don't even have to bring them in. You refer them to a meeting with us, and then we go through the process to decide whether or not they're a good fit. If we decide to sign them, if they come on board and they're part of our operation, we at the brokerage level take the responsibility for onboarding, training, supervision, all of those things, development, etc., etc., etc. All while you're still out doing what you need to be doing and what you do best, and that is selling real estate, taking care of your clients. Okay? Yes, you're developing a passive income off of those type of people, but we're not forcing you or turning you into a team leader or a trainer or a sponsor or any of those things. Okay? Nobody else does that. That's just us. All right? That's the program in a nutshell. Let me give you a few numbers that you can kick around. Okay? Number one. Under this program, when we talk about the portion of Rev Share that gets rebated to you or paid to you rather on your production, when you reach your cap, you would have generated $4,500 of additional income outside of your split. Okay? So along with the best split in the industry, you would have generated $4,500 worth of additional income outside of your split. Okay? Let me give you another number to kick around. Every time you bring on an agent, every time you refer to us an agent that caps, you would have generated $4,500 of passive income outside of your split and outside of your production through the Rev Share portion of the program focused towards referring and referral agents. Okay? Somebody really, really smart that was at the meeting last night said, well, holy crap. If we were to take that $4,500 on our personal production, and we were to subtract that from the cap, the brokerage cap, that would make our cap like $11,000. And I said, you're absolutely right. And that's one way to look at it. I choose to look at it as income outside of my split, my cap. But the reality is, if it's all going in the same bucket, it reduces the cap amount by $4,500. So, super smart person who I'll name drop right now, Chad, it's not $11,000. It takes your cap to $10,500. Now it sounds really, really good. Okay? Really, really good. If you can understand that when you hit your cap, you will have generated Rev Share on your own production in the amount of $4,500 that essentially lowered your cap from $15,000 to $10,500. Our offering gets even better. Okay? When you augment that with referred agents, well, it gets better and better and better. All right, so questions. Quick questions. Number one, but Damien, I don't want to be a recruiter. Fine, don't do it then. Okay? Just don't do it. Go out, light the world on fire with your production. We're more than happy to Rev Share on your personal production only. And if you don't want to ever refer an agent from us, you're not going to hear about it. Okay? You're not going to hear about it. But for those of you that do enjoy trying to network with other agents and bring other agents into our fold or refer them into our fold, we're going to reward you for that. Okay? You're helping us grow. You're helping us achieve our goals, and we're going to reward you for that. All right? Number two, Rev Share is paid monthly, and it's paid outside of your commission checks or your commission split checks. Right? So once a month, you'll get Rev Share for the month prior. It'll be on a separate statement. It'll be a separate, I say check, but we don't pay with checks. It's a separate electronic transfer, okay? Completely separate, tracked separately, all of those things, right? I'm not quite sure what else I need to cover with you right now and around that, but I will say this. You'll get an email and a DocuSign. The email and the DocuSign will give you the program parameters in a little bit more detail. Okay, you'll have to sign it. That's just acknowledging that you received a copy of the program parameters. If you have questions after you read the program parameters, you know where to find me. So again, I've never been in the position in all of these years to where I could say confidently that this is the finest compensation and agent benefit package in the entire industry. So I'm really, really proud to offer this to you. We are really, really proud to offer this to you at both locations. And I want you to understand briefly why it is that we're doing this. Okay? Why are we taking money that we weren't distributing before and distributing it now? And really, it's very, very simple. Okay? Very, very simple. What is most important to us is market share. All right? The true measure of productivity in a real estate business is a percentage of market share. Okay? The best way to augment market share is through our agents. Right? So our agents that are already here is to increase their production and help them to be as productive and high selling in their markets as possible. That's number one. We want to reward your efforts for that on an additional amount, in addition to your commission split. That's why we're doing the Rev Share on the other side. The other way to increase market share and to truly augment your market share is the addition of quality agents. All right? There's your answer for the other side of the Rev Share program. There's one more thing I just realized I need to cover. This is not scripted, so this is really, really important. All of you have heard from me on more than one occasion that the most important thing to me is the culture of our brokerage. The culture of our brokerage is of paramount importance to me, and it's my number one priority. What that means is that it is possible that you will refer an agent to have a meeting with us, and we will make a decision that it is not a good fit. Okay? If it doesn't feel right, if we don't get along, if I don't feel like our list of priorities or our ethical standards match up, I won't bring them on. We're not an agent farm. We never will be an agent farm. This program is not to incent us to become an agent farm. Okay? So I'll apologize in advance because at some point in time, I am sure that each of you or all of you is going to refer someone to us for a meeting, and I'm going to say no, and you're going to get mad. So I'll apologize now for that, but I want you to understand why. It's because, again, the most important thing to me, my single biggest priority when it comes to our brokerages is culture and fit. All right, that's all I got. That's a 16-minute video. I don't even know if I can email this. I might have to drop it into YouTube for you to see it. You have questions, let me know. You want to set up time to go over it in more detail, let me know. And it's going to be a fantastic year. I hope that you guys take advantage of this in both directions. I hope that you augment your income in both directions a big way. And I hope that it really helps you get to the next level in both your earnings and your overall business. All right. Thanks for listening. We'll see you soon.